Thank you for your interest in taking the Gender Responsive Procurement Assessment tool developed by the UN Women Regional Office for Asia and the Pacific. This tool is part of the We Rise Together program supported by the Australian government through the Mekong Australia Partnership, a program that works towards creating equal market opportunities for women by advancing supplier diversity through gender responsive procurement in Thailand and Vietnam. The WEPs-GRP assessment tool is a practical and free of cost self assessment that allows companies to assess progress on their policies and practices on gender responsive procurement. This tool guides companies towards implementing WEPs Principle 5 on enterprise development, supply chain, and marketing practices. While it's a straightforward process to use the tool, it's always helpful to see it play out, and I'd like to take you through a quick demonstration to use it. Just in terms of how to use the tool, something that I'd just like to point out here is that this tool is only available to web signatories. So if you're not a web signatory yet, it'll be very important that you please sign up and become a web signatory. And I'll show you how this can be done. A second step is that after becoming a web signatory, you can then access resources as well as review the questions and the questionnaire in the form of a downloadable PDF. So that is also something that you can download and keep with you offline while you refer to relevant colleagues to get the information that you need. So that's a second step that would be quite important. Following that, you can also then go on to review the questions and then go to the tool itself and then enter your responses into the questionnaire. And then once you click submit, you'll get a score. And this is how it would look on webs.org. The landing page here really contains a lot of the basic information that you would see. One is that all the information on the tool, as well as the different steps on how to use the tool. The first step, as I mentioned, is to become a web signatory, which you can do here. So once you click on this particular link, webs.org join, it will lead you to this page where you can need to become a web signatory. And that's a very straightforward process. You just need to enter your information, your CEO's name, your CEO's details, email address, etc., primary and secondary contact information, as well as basic information about the company. And the questions in star are mandatory, which would be all these over here. What is very important to note here is that we would require you to please download the CEO statement of support on this particular page, and please sign it and date it and then upload it over here, along with a very short CEO quote on the importance of your CEO committing to the WEPs and perhaps why gender equality and women's economic empowerment are important for your company. It's a very short quote, and with especially these two components and the rest of the information, you are ready to click submit, and then your application to become a web signatory is in place. Just a very quick disclaimer here, it might take a day or a few days for your application to be a signatory to be processed. So just keep that in mind before you decide to take the tool, that it might require a little bit of time in between. Once you have signed up to the WEPs, first you can access a short guidance note, and this is freely available to all signatories and non-signatories. This guidance note is very useful because it contains basic definitions on what does it mean to source from women-owned businesses, what does it mean to source from gender-responsive enterprises, and just generally being able to prepare better for the questions. Once your application to be a web signatory is approved, you can also preview the questions here. We have these questions available in English, but also in Thai and Vietnamese for your use. And then you may decide that after following steps 2 to 4, that you're now ready to complete the tool. And once you're ready, you can click on Take the Tool, and this leads you to the login page. Just to note that once you are a web signatory, even if you are one, you will need to still sign up here, and create an account using the same email that you used when you applied to be a web signatory. So it's quite simple. You just add that email which you used when you became a web signatory, create a password, and then create your account. Once you create the account, you can quickly log in. And here you go, you can click on take the GRP assessment tool. So this is really your company page that shows up. If you're a web signatory, you will already be familiar with this. And you can click simply on take GRP assessment. Once you get here, as you can see, I, as a company, as a test company, have already taken the tool one time and I've already received a score. And this is the great thing about the tool, that you can actually take the tool multiple times and get back. And if at a different point of time you want to retake the tool to assess whether your score has changed, you can actually do that. So this is a very good feature of the tool for yourself as well, to track your progress over time. Another feature of the tool is that you can actually nominate other members for this particular questionnaire. So if you need to collect data from different colleagues, you can nominate others as well. So once you click start the GRP assessment, you will have multiple questions, and you can always keep track of where you are by looking at this particular corner box here, where you can see the different components of the question. There are 5 different question categories. So you always know where you stand in terms of completion. So for example, if you have to answer the question, how did you learn about the tool? There are various programs that UN Women has run, including the M40 UN Women GRP Activator, the We Rise Together program. And in this case, you would select the We Rise Together program as how you found out about the tool, and then move to the next part of the questionnaire and follow and simply answer the questions. You can also save and complete your questionnaire later at a different point of time, but you can see here that as you go along, you can see your progress in terms of completion as well. Just to show you what it looks like when you're about to complete the tool, and once you click on submit, it will lead you to your score. So you get your score, but you also receive a description of where you stand in the score range. So here you might be a beginner if your score is from 0 to 20. You might be an improver if your score is from 21 to 40, an achiever from 41 to 50, and leader from 51 to 78. So that kind of gives you a sense of where you stand. Another interesting and useful feature of this tool is that you can actually also access your individual scores for each of the questions that you have answered. So when you go back to your account page, you can easily find your results, and you can download the results, which will then show you the answers that you gave for each question. So you can understand whether you're a beginner, improver, achiever, or leader per question as well. So the different color coding gives you a sense of where you stand for each question. And with that, that's actually really a quick summary of the tool.
So, this should put you on a good footing to complete the tool. Should you have any further questions, please feel free to reach out to us on we.asiapacific@unwomen.org. Thank you.